Tragedy on the highway. Amy Roloff's fiery crash shakes little people, big world. It started as an ordinary Oregon afternoon. The skies were a shade of calm gray, typical for late summer. Amy Roloff had just finished running errands in downtown Hillsboro, groceries, a quick stop at the florist, and a surprise visit to her granddaughter Lila with a small pink teddy bear. Amy, known for her fiery spirit and boundless love for her family, was in high spirits. She had recently celebrated her 61st birthday with her husband Chris Merrick, and though the family was fragmented following tensions with Matt and the farm drama, Amy was trying to bring peace. She had even made plans to meet with Tori and Zach later in the week to talk things out. She never made it home. Around 3:47 p.m., while driving her silver Ford SUV along Highway 26 westbound, a large utility truck in the oncoming lane lost control, reportedly due to brake failure. Witnesses say it swerved, clipped the center divider, and slammed into Amy's vehicle. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. The impact was deafening. Amy's car spun violently, flipped once, and came to rest near the embankment. But the true horror began seconds later. The gas tank ruptured, igniting a fire that spread across the underside of the SUV. Amy was trapped inside. Smoke and sirens. "I saw the flames before I saw the car," said Katie Wilcox, a nurse who happened to be 2 vehicles behind. "I ran toward it with a fire extinguisher, but the heat, it was unbearable. I heard a woman screaming from inside." Emergency services were on the scene within 8 minutes. But to those on the road, it felt like an eternity. The flames had consumed the driver's side, and thick black smoke poured into the sky. Firefighters battled to break through the passenger door while others attempted to control the flames. Finally, they were able to extract Amy, unconscious and severely burned on her arms, hands, and lower legs. She was airlifted to Legacy Oregon Burn Center in Portland in critical condition. Back at the Roloff family homes, the news spread faster than wildfire. Chris's collapse. Chris Merrick had just started prepping for their dinner date when his phone rang. It was a number he didn't recognize. "Mr. Merrick?" the voice on the other end said. "This is Officer Jensen with the Oregon State Police. Your wife, Amy Roloff, has been involved in a serious vehicle accident." The phone slipped from Chris's hand as he staggered backward. His knees buckled. Within minutes, he was in the car, driving well above the speed limit toward the hospital, his hands trembling and eyes wet with panic. "I didn't know if I'd ever see her alive again," he would later tell producers, wiping tears during a raw confessional. Family in shock. Zach and Tori were at home in Battleground when they received the call from Chris. "Mom's car had exploded," Chris managed to say through the tears. Tori dropped the phone and collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. Zach froze, trying to process the impossible. Within the hour, they had packed up the kids and rushed to Portland. Meanwhile, Matt Roloff, who had not spoken to Amy much since the farm negotiations had soured, was alone on the farm. He was told by a TLC producer before the news reached social media. For a moment, the past didn't matter. Anger, property disputes, and bitterness faded into irrelevance. Matt sat on the porch steps, eyes fixed on the cloudy sky. "My heart stopped," he whispered to the producer nearby. "We've fought for years, but she's the mother of my kids." Hospital vigil. At Legacy Burn Center, Amy was placed in a medically induced coma to manage the pain and help her body begin the long healing process. Doctors revealed she had second-degree burns on 22% of her body. Her hands would require skin grafts. Smoke inhalation had damaged her lungs. The next 72 hours would be critical. Chris, Zach, Tori, Jeremy, and even Molly all gathered in the waiting room. The family, fractured for years, found themselves reunited by tragedy. Zach hugged Jeremy tightly, something they hadn't done in months. Audrey sat quietly beside her husband, holding his hand as tears slipped down her cheek. "It shouldn't take this to bring us together," Molly whispered. "But I'm glad we're here." TLC halts production. Word of the crash made headlines the next morning. TMZ, People, and local Oregon outlets ran with. LPBW matriarch Amy Roloff hospitalized after fiery car crash. TLC released a statement confirming production on Little People. Big World Season 26 was on pause indefinitely. We are devastated by the news of Amy's accident, the statement read. Our thoughts and prayers are with her and her family. Longtime fans flooded social media with prayers, candle emojis, and heartfelt messages. A vigil was held outside the hospital by fans, complete with handmade signs and photos from past seasons. One sign read, Amy, you inspired us all. Keep fighting. A long night. Inside the ICU, Chris never left Amy's side. I remember sitting there, he later shared in a raw voiceover, watching all the machines, hearing the beeps. I just kept whispering, stay with me, Ames. Please stay with me. Doctors warned him that infection and organ failure were real risks. Chris broke down several times, but Tori and Zach stayed with him, sleeping on the waiting room couches and holding his hand. Matt also visited briefly, leaving flowers and a handwritten card by Amy's bedside. She may not hear me, Matt said softly, but I needed her to know I was here, that I never stopped caring. A glimmer of hope. After 5 days in a coma, Amy opened her eyes. Her voice was a faint rasp. Chris. Chris gripped her hand. I'm right here, sweetheart. You're safe. Amy's recovery would be long and grueling. Months of physical therapy, surgeries, and burn treatment. But she was alive. News spread quickly, and fans rejoiced. TLC resumed filming in a limited capacity, documenting her road to recovery. In one powerful moment, Amy filmed a video message from her hospital bed. To everyone who prayed for me, thank you. I'm here because of you. Life can change in a second. Hold your family close. Reflection and healing. In the weeks that followed, something remarkable happened. The Roloff family began healing, emotionally as well as physically. Zach and Jeremy spent more time together than they had in years. Tori and Audrey helped organize meal trains and hospital visits. Even Matt began speaking more openly with Chris, easing years of tension. I guess it takes a fire to burn away all the resentment, Jeremy said during a family gathering. Amy eventually returned home, scarred, slower, but still full of life. The first time she visited the farm again, she looked at the fields, the barns, and the pumpkin patch. I'm not afraid of fire anymore, she whispered, because I walked through it, and I survived. Life after flames. A year later, Little People, Big World aired a special 2-hour episode titled Amy's Fire, a story of survival and second chances. It followed Amy's recovery, the family's emotional reunion, and their reflections on what truly matters. Amy started a small nonprofit for burn victims. She visited children in hospitals, shared her story, and gave motivational speeches. I've always been a little person in a big world, she said during one of her talks. But now, I feel like I've lived big enough for 2 lifetimes. From ashes to strength. The road accident that nearly took Amy's life changed everything. It reignited love, mended broken bonds, and reminded everyone, family, fans, and friends, that life is precious. She still bears the scars, physically and emotionally, but she wears them like medals. Because Amy Roloff didn't just survive a fire. She became a flame of hope.